Alright guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. So I asked you guys a simple question. What are your guys' Dokkan hot takes? And our our title is right at the start as well, which is kind of funny. So I'll just go ahead and start, and then I'll just kind of discuss like what, if I believe it, if I agree with it, and maybe at the end I'll give my own hot take. So Goku Black is a lot better and maybe top 10 when we get longer content. No. Nope. And then the issue with Goku Black is even if we get longer content, I feel like a lot of other units are in the same situation, but a lot of other units just pop off more to the point where it doesn't matter if longer content comes out, because it's just going to make it where when Goku Black gets his best situation and he does get that time to build up against a super class enemy, it's not going to be as good as like Physical Piccolo, for example, who has Scouter to be able to defend himself. AGL Zamasu has damage reduction, Tech Trunks, who at least is greatly raising his attack and defense rather than just raising defense, or greatly raising defense like Goku Black. There's stuff like that to think about, as well as like Trunks being able to go Sword of Hope, AGL Zamasu being able to transform into the corrupted Zamasu very easily, and Physical Piccolo being able to transform and then be the beast that he is and have his damage reduction as well, and while still having the Scouter. So like I said, even if he does have a situation where he comes out, he would be borderline top 10 at best. I just don't see it though, unfortunately. LR Omega Shenron clears Future Gohan, LR Bulma, LR Orange Piccolo, LR GT Duo, LR Soda Horde Trunks, Intima Junior, 23rd World Tournament, Budokai Tenkaichi Goku, and Physical God Goku combined. The problem with Omega Shenron really is that Omega is like a unit who is very, very good. And he is a unit that is just surrounded, or that most of his passive is held back by his kit. And him needing certain teams, well, just GT bosses, makes it 10 times harder, of course. He's going to be a unit that I think will age pretty well, but I again, it's just like, second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. LR Omega is probably going to age well, a lot better than some people think he will, just because he has damage reduction. Like, that's just the nature of the game. Here, let me actually pull it up real quick. All right, so him getting, like I was saying, the 5% damage reduction per GT bosses, and then getting another damage reduction thing from Rainbow Orbs, while also changing stuff into Rainbow Orbs, like, he's very, very good, and he has a very good base kit, I would say. The main issue is, like I just said, you just want GT bosses, but good luck in getting that, and GT bosses, unfortunately, is not a good category. I think there's like maybe 2 good options on it, and this Omega is one of them. Super Baby 2 could be good as long as there's a pure or hybrid Saiyan enemy. Yeah, not really else much that I can think about. Like I said, he's good. It's just that I don't know. He just needs help. And by the time that he gets the help, I feel like it's just going to be like the extreme class syndrome, where no matter what happens, we're just going to keep saying in that loop of he just needs help, he just needs help, he just needs help. But who knows? Maybe GT bosses can have like a situation where, similar to AGL Ginyu, where they just release like 3 good units all at once. Even then, I don't know if I'd still recommend that team, but like I said, who knows? Only time will tell if LR Omega can be used later on. I do think though that him having the damage reduction will make it, like I said, where he is able to last a little bit longer than people think he will. Vegeta Trunks is still one of the best defensive characters in the game, and it will always be good. The first part I can agree with. The second part, I don't think so. Vegeta and Trunks is still one of the best defensive units in the game, for sure. But when we look at the events that, like the new red zones and all of those, unfortunately, I do think this unit is starting to show its age, which is fine. Look at how old that they are. But the main issue with them is that they need to get hit in order to build up their defense, and then they have to get their 18 key to build up their defense. And because of that, when the enemy is like doing absurd amounts of damage, and even just having this guy in slot 1, it just creates a situation where you're going to be taking like 100 plus K, then 70k, 40k, 10k, 0, and that's fine and all, but like I said, it's not gonna be good in the long run. The more that Dokkan starts to drop these hard content stages, if anything gets a little bit higher, I do think that it's gonna kind of wipe out Vegeta and Trunks. But they'll always be good for long content. Any content like Omega Shenron, Sin Shenron, stuff like that, where you can actually have time to build up these guys, and the first stage isn't doing like 2 million supers on turn 1, then yeah, these guys are gonna be good. But there's a reason why I built this guy full dodge. It's literally the best build I would say for them, because they need to dodge, and their damage and stuff doesn't really matter at this point. Crit is absolutely useless on 90 plus units, and I'm tired of seeing it in people's builds. Like, cool, you completely wasted a hidden potential slot for a slight chance to do more damage. Like, yeah, it's your choice to fuck up a unit, I guess. I guess it really depends. There is a couple of situations where I do think that building crit on a unit is absolutely worthless, and that is units that have built-in type effectiveness regardless. So Gogeta units, if we look at Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku, who has damage reduction, or not damage reduction, who has type effectiveness basically almost guaranteed, because they'll never stop doing one enemy fights. But there are some units that I do think that going crit on is probably the best, and it's those mega defensive units. Like, for example, God Goku, I think that his situation is like one where no matter what build you go, and crit being one of them, does not matter. If you go, God Goku is the best unit for building to how you want. If you want him to do more additional attacks, so that way he can get more supers and have more defense, you could do that. If you want him to dodge more, you could do that. If you want him to do crits while he's in the God form, then you could do that as well. Me personally, I went, I think it was like half crit and half additional, because I was just like, it really doesn't matter. I kind of wanted to just like split build, and even then I still gave him 3 dodge, because once he goes SSJ and he supers first, he won't obviously be able to dodge anymore. But I do think that most of the time, yes, going crit on units is stupid. It just depends on the unit. I can't think. The only ones that I can think of off the top of my head that I would recommend going for crit is the Spirit Bomb duo. I was a firm believer of it being full additional too when they first came out. But the thing is that their standby and their big huge Spirit Bomb attack needs to crit to do like a gazillion damage. And unfortunately, if you just get unlucky with doing standbys and all that, you will need a bit more crit. But most of the time I do think that, yeah, going crit is probably useless. But that doesn't mean that crit is completely useless. It just really depends on the unit. But yeah, Dokkan needs some more personalization, and yeah, I can open this up because he talked about it a little bit more. Dokkan needs some more personalization. The profile update was a step in the right direction, but I think they really could do more. Simple things like changing the color of the UI or changing your home screen music, like on your profile, are a few. What I really want is a guild. Legends really nailed the guild system, and I think Dokkan could benefit from it It's a fun idea that would be great overall for everyone. Having guild battles sounds awesome. Which guild has the highest power level? Sounds sick as hell to do. Would keep the game more interactive and more of a reason to log in every day. All in all, Dokkan should let you personalize your game more than what it gives you right now, and should let you have interactivity with other players. Friend system isn't enough. I do think that is like a huge thing that they need to definitely work on. Is if you are playing Dokkan and you're just like wanting to play with friends, there's like no way to do it other than races. That's the only quote-unquote interaction that you can have with other like Dokkan people, or I guess also summoning. Like, oh yeah, let's summon at the same time, dude. But that's not always it's not like that's basically us making a system for them. Clans would be a good thing, or like guilds, like how you were saying, but they did say in the past, or there was like a section inside of the I can't remember what it's called, where they do the like the reviews at the end of like major celebrations to ask people's opinions. Those things, they asked if we wanted a guild system, and I don't remember if they revealed the results of what wanted to be next. I swore it said something about co-op being #1. I'd have to go back and look at what the results were, because I know that they did it. I think it was before the version Z update that they actually went ahead and revealed what the actual like results were for everything. That's like how we know that Dokkan knows that we obviously wanted a lot of the stuff that was in version Z to begin with. And I even think like the friend system got updated because of that, and having it where it's just like they definitely saw that when they released the 999 EZA, that the friend system did need to be updated, because there's just sometimes you're not gonna be able to find a friend, and it's not fun trying to fight with Universe 6 units and then I don't have a Universe 6 friend, so I just lose. And that, yeah, so I do think that if we're more vocal about it, we could get some more stuff that could benefit. I don't want a PvP system, because the PvP system could kill Dokkan, and I don't want Dokkan to die. I do think a co-op system would be cool too. But there definitely does need to be more interaction, or more interactability between stuff, whether that be like how you were saying with guild systems, or having it where you could get some sort of like events, kind of like what is it off the top of my head? Kind of like how Legends does raids. They could always do something like that too, where I don't know, everybody tries to do like their top damage or something, and depending on how much damage you do, everybody gets rewards. Something like that would be kind of cool. I can't really think of like anything more than that though. I really do wish that they would come out with like a co-op kind of thing, where like one person takes a turn and then the other person takes a turn, and then like the enemy can target them both, similar to how Legends does raids as well. But I really like to see what Dokkan would be able to do with co-op. I think that they definitely have the power to make it one of the best things. There is no hot takes in Dokkan, really. People really will say stupid stuff like, I don't know, Beast God is one. Let's say something obvious like Dokkan needs more villain buffs, and then they treat it as a hot take. I mean, I guess to an extent that's true. I would still say that this is pretty much a hot take though. But I guess that kind of also plays into the thing, like people will say that, I don't know, Beast Gohan is one, and like I don't know. It really depends, because there are some people who can be like, who like me. I could be like, oh, physical God Goku is #1, and that could be a hot take, because just because of how I always dodge with physical God Goku or something, and then I could see it better than other people, but I don't know. 23rd Tech World Tournament Goku is the best TUR, Edmund Jr. is second. Honestly, my views of Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku has gone up since the last since the last times I've been doing the videos. because of stuff like the red zones and all of these events being beam supers at the beginning, and then being like really short fights, it has made it where I've looked at Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku a little bit better, which is crazy because when I used him at 55% on release, I hated him because he would never win the coin flip for me, so I would die. But then I just started bringing Bird Q and then dying and then having it where the revive would make it where he would auto guard and then he would be like the champ. So I do think that there is an argument for Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku being better than the Junior. Especially because I think 23rd Q can be a little bit more reliable as long as you have the revive done. So I could see it where you could say like, oh, Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku is better. Personally, if I had to make a list, I'd probably put Physical God Goku at number 1 still. But that's just my opinion. I do think that Phys God Goku, the way that I always try to view it is that like how I think the units are going to age. I do think that Majunior is good. The issue with him and a lot of these units now is that AoEs kill half the game, and we've seen that with the new Zamasu red zone. So whenever I try to think about situations like that, I know that Majunior would die unless he would get his supers off first. I know that Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku would be fine after the first couple of hits. I know that Physical God Goku can guard and dodge and then be able to tank it after post super. So I think right now, like, I can agree that Majunior is 1. And then probably like Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku is 2nd, and then Physical God Goku 2. But I think that Physical God Goku is probably gonna age pretty well seen with World Tournament Goku. I don't know about Majunior, to be honest, but we'll have to see because he's very RNG dependent. LR Soda Hope Trunks sucks. He's okay. We'll just wait for the next red zone or anything to come out. Or I guess if you're on global like me, just wait for a Mega Shiner to come out. I feel like he would dominate in that. I've been trying to. I don't like to watch events that aren't on global yet because I want to like get like a first impression of them. So I would think Sword of Hope Trunks would do pretty good in there though. I'm not positive though. Dodge is useless when in great quantity. Bare minimum is good. Shooting a bullet towards the truth on that one. It depends because there's a lot of issues with the units that do have dodge with great quantity, and it's that they don't have any defensive capability other than that. So if you look at something like Chile, if you look at something like MUI Goku, UI Goku, any of the high dodge characters, you mostly want to build dodge with them, specifically because if they don't dodge, they die. So when you have the dodge or die mindset, you really just want to just go full dodge to make it where you're going to obviously dodge more often. And most of the time, I know that it's like a 7% increase, like overall, if you just build full dodge on a unit that already has like 70% or something. So it definitely doesn't give as much effect as like just building something else. But at the same time, there is certain units that do need just dodge on them. Physical God Goku is not one of them. I would probably say that, yeah, doing anything high for dodge probably is not the best, but like I said earlier, you could really just build your Goku however you want to. Ultra Instinct Goku was the prime of Dokkan when it came to hype. Physical Broly and AGO Gogeta beat us close second. For me personally, it was AGO Gohan and Int Cell. When I was watching, I think it was football, and Int Cell just Perfect Cell came on screen and was like, download Dokkan battle. Wait, it wasn't Dokkan because he said something else, and I remember that he like messed up the pronunciation of it. Either way, that was the hypest thing to me because I was like, oh, that's the game I play, dude, that's the game. But I can see the argument for Ultra Instinct 2. I unfortunately was not around for Ultra Instinct, because I think it was one of those periods where I just dropped the game because I wasn't really pulling anything. So I can't really say if that was one of the hyper moments to me. But I do think it was pretty cool having Ultra Instinct both happen in the anime and then also in Dokkan around the same time. So I can understand if that one was very hype. Like if they did something like that for now, whenever they want to release more superhero, or not superhero, when they want to release more Dragon Ball Super, I think that would be pretty hype too, like having it like as a dual release. Alright, I'm back, sorry about that. But yeah, having dual releases would be pretty hype. Like if they did something like that today, I'm sure it would break everybody's bank. RNG should be completely removed in the game in guarding and additionals and countering. Countering, I can understand if they want to leave it as like RNG. Guarding and additionals, completely true. If they want to give it where it's not like a guaranteed additional, just do something like Agil Zamasu, where a condition has to happen first. And a lot of these units do have it where just the guarding condition is very, very RNG, and those are usually the units that I hate the most. Like Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku, for example. I used to look at him in a very bad limelight because I would always just, like, you can go back into some of the videos that I used him in, and every single time I would always sigh because I knew what would happen. The video would end because World Tournament Goku did not guard because of his coin flip, and then I just have to reset. And that's just unfortunately the no matter what, Dokkan is always just going to be a coin flip. But I do think that RNG should be completely removed for like stuff like guarding and the additionals too. I do think that maybe they could just start doing it where like you can have it where you can get like an additional attack guaranteed in slot like 2 or 3 if they really wanted to do something like that. But having it where it's just chance is very frustrating. Oh, it's Piccolo is better than new Gohan. Yeah. So like I was saying, World Tournament Int Piccolo better than new Gohan. No. No. I mean, World Tournament Int Piccolo is really good. He's probably the best EZA LR right now, which is crazy because you don't, he's still like insanely valuable. As long as you can use a Kid Gohan with him, he's still insanely valuable. And he's really good tanking wise. He's like Vegeta and Trunks on turn 5, but on turn 1 basically. That was confusing. What the defense numbers that Int Vegeta and Trunks have on turn 5 is what Int Piccolo would have on like turn 1. But obviously Int Piccolo cannot get better stats later down the line, so most of the time you do want to run Vegeta and Trunks instead. But that doesn't mean that World Tournament Int Piccolo is worse. I'd probably say Int Piccolo is good. New Gohan, no, you are smoking. But yeah, and then I guess my hot take would be I guess Fizgod Goku #1. That is all. I love Fizgod Goku. I think that he has the best leader skill. I don't think that's very debatable. I think that he is just going to age the best in terms of all of the other units right now, because 6 orbs is definitely something that you could always amend in another way or fix in another way with orb changing, or just making sure you put him in slot 3 or slot 2 or setting up the orbs for him. There are situations, of course, where you aren't able to do stuff and do get pretty gimped in terms of the orbs, but 99% of the time, and you can go to any of my videos and you will see that I will always get 6 orbs with Goku. So like I said, I do think that he will age the best out of most of these units right now, especially having the dodge chance. It makes literally any number go to 0. But who knows, maybe there's going to be a non-dodgeable event that's going to come out and I will have to eat my words on live television. But anyways, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you all for leaving all your comments. I appreciate each and every single one of them. Some of them got a good laugh out of. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future. Maybe I should do something like this again. We can do some more hot takes. I'll probably be responding to some of the hot takes you guys put in the comments as well. So make sure to leave a like if you liked, leave a dislike if you disliked the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.